Hey guys, this is Mani Karthik here with another episode of Blogging 101. In this episode, we will talk about WordPress plugins. So if you haven't checked out my previous videos in this series of how to get started blogging, go check it out. It's on the same playlist. There are things that we talked about like domain names, how to choose the right host, how to choose the right theme for your blog. So I'm basically helping new bloggers get on with blogging in a step-by-step process. So this is probably the first episode where we're trying to get a little bit more technical than usual. So bear with me. So let me tell you what WordPress plugins are and what do they do. Wait, so WordPress plugins are built by people like you and me who are coders to serve a specific purpose on WordPress blogs. For example, let's say you wanted a slideshow, a picture slideshow on your blog. Like for example, when somebody loads up your www.whatever.com, you wanted a few pictures to just randomly keep on moving in the first page, like a slideshow. Now, if you were to do this yourself, it'll be very tough because you have to create a post, different ways to do it, but it's going to be tough. Now, there are plugins available for the same purpose that will do this exactly the same thing that you want. It's just that you have to install that plugin from the WordPress plugin repository. So this plugin might have been made by a company or an individual, and it's out there for anyone to use. So this is what plugins does for WordPress. Plugins are third-party code which are built by third party, which means people like me and you, to serve a certain purpose. And this is the beauty of WordPress. Since there is a whole community of WordPress users, most of the features that you would want would have been already considered and solved using a plugin. This is what I've seen in my case. Every time I search for how to do XYZ on WordPress, there's always a plugin that does it. Anything from small things to big things. And that's why plugins exist. So, people do these or create these plugins and then they submit it to the WordPress plugin directory so that somebody who wants to make use of that feature can install that plugin and make that feature available on their website. Now, before we go into how to install a plugin, let me tell you a little bit more about what are the things you need to look when using a plugin. Okay, so number one thing is that you need to make sure that the plugin is really popular and has good code. Now, how do you do that? When you go to the plugin directory and search for something and you find a list of plugins, always make sure you go for one that has a lot of reviews and has a lot of activity around it. What that means is, plugins can be done by me, somebody who has, coding skills. The problem is plugins can get outdated because WordPress keeps on updating its core data, core files, and the plugins needs to constantly test itself and make sure that it's compatible with the latest WordPress version. It's just like certain apps on your phone, right? When your phone updates to the latest operating system, be it Android or iOS or whatever, the app also needs to update itself and make sure that it's compatible for the latest updates. In a similar way, plugins has to update itself. And typically what happens is certain coders or certain people who provide these plugins are very active and certain others are not. And so what happens is that some plugins that you might find useful may not be updated to or is not compatible with the latest WordPress update. So there might be a few issues when you actually use the plugin. So make sure it's, there will be a date shown as in last updated on certain date. Make sure that it's the recent one and make sure that the plugin is compatible with your version of WordPress. It will tell you when you look at the WordPress plugin and when you're trying to install it, it would have a notice bar that says this plugin is not compatible with your WordPress version, or it would say it is compatible. So make sure that is taken care of. Number two, make sure that there are a lot of reviews for that particular plugin that you're trying to install. Just like how you buy stuff from Amazon and how you would find reviews for that particular product. Similarly, for a WordPress plugin, there would be a lot of reviews available You can see it with those stars on the side, and you can see that people have commented. People tell things like, a certain feature is not available, if the plugin is working or not, if there is something that's missing, or they might ask some, feature request to which the developer would have replied to or not replied to. So basically, looking at the comments section and looking at the review section, you can actually figure out whether this is a good plugin or not. Now, thumb rule is don't install plugins that don't have a lot of reviews, because like I mentioned in the themes video, there could be developers who might knowingly or unknowingly slip in malicious code into your blog through these plugins. So what happens then is that your blog will be compromised. So make sure that you don't install plugins that not many people have vouched, and make sure that you only install good plugins. All right. Now, another thing that you have to keep in mind is that make sure that you don't install too many plugins onto your WordPress blog. Something from 5 to 10 is kind of okay. And again, it depends on what kind of plugins you're installing. But if you just cram your blog up with a lot of plugins, which has a lot of features in it, what happens is after a period of time, because of database issues or problems, what happens is your blog might become a little bit slow and sluggish. And never ever do anything that will make your blog sluggish or slow, because from a SEO perspective, from a Google, Yahoo search engine perspective, you need a really fast site. So one of the reasons many websites which are built on WordPress becomes sluggish or slow is because of the usage of too many plugins. So make sure that as a beginner, you don't commit that mistake. Try one or two plugins. Some basic plugins are available, which I'll shout out in another video. But when you're installing for the first time, make sure that you don't install too many things and clog up your WordPress system. Instead, just make it really fast and smooth. Okay. Try out a few plugins. In the next video, I'll give you a list of a must-have plugins for WordPress beginners. So once you're accustomed with how to find a plugin and how to install a plugin, get to that video and we'll discuss some of the most coolest and must-have plugins for WordPress beginners. All right. See you in another video. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye.